tough one to call based on what we've seen so far today. But my money is on Fairy Peak. Have I got all the predictions right so far today? I think I might have done, actually. I think I may have had them all correct, which is a bit surprising, because this group, I called it the one that's really hard to predict. But I think so far I've had them all right. So I did predict Ahmad over eekso. I did predict Astral over Fairy. And I did predict Astral. Oh, did I say eekso would be Ahmad? I don't think I did. I don't think I did, actually. As the series started to progress, I started to lean more towards him, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm pretty sure, did I not say that I thought, right to the very start of the series, I'm pretty sure I said Ahmad would win. But yeah, they're both playing in the Batmobile, by the way. We've got eekso and Fairy. Maybe they saw the success that Astral just had in the Batmobile in his previous 2 games. I'll tell you what actually happened is that Fairy was already in the Batmobile. Oh, what a save by eekso. That was a really clutch diving save to the bottom corner. But yeah, Fairy Peak was already in the Batmobile when he joined the lobby. So that may have been inspired by Astral. Maybe he saw Astral's success and thought, you know what, I'm going to bring back the Batmobile as well. And last time we saw him beating Khalid in Fusion, he was running a Batmobile. Oh my goodness, eekso with the complete turtle catch. A bit all in on the follow-up, but I love the attempt there. Very crazy angle redirect. And another crazy save as well. Already, the saves have been insane for eekso. Yeah, like I said, Fairy bringing the Batmobile, no surprise there. But eekso joined the party, because we've made this match from Steam Party. eekso joined the lobby in the Octane, and then as soon as he saw Fairy in the Batmobile, he switched to the Batmobile. So I did the same. Nice mind game there by eekso. Has he got this? Oh, he does. What a dead game. And what a goal explosion from eekso as well. We need to take another look at that one. What is this? Why have I not seen this goal explosion before? Oh wait, K-Dop used this in... Didn't K-Dop use this in RLCS? The first time I heard it, I was so confused. I started looking around, thinking, where was that music from? I thought it was coming from my room while I was casting the... I think it was the grand final I was casting Vitality versus BDS for EU. That goal explosion happened after a K-Dop goal, and I actually just like looked around my room. I was like, where did that come from? Where's the music? I got totally debated. Iconic Alec, thanks to the brand new Prime. Centaurs, the 5-month Prime, welcome back to you. Geekman, thanks to the 42-month Prime. And the Chubby Turtle with the 2-month Prime, welcome back to all of you, appreciate it. Look at the defense from eekso, my goodness, this guy is something else. All eekso's been telling me all day, I'm going to expose him a little bit here. eekso exposed incoming. Gotta expose the lad. All day. Not all day, but the only things that I've heard from eekso in DMs today regarding his chances that he felt like he has in this tournament is things to the effect of, why am I so trash at ones? I'm just going to get clapped by everybody in this group. You know, things like this. That's all he's been writing to me. He's brilliant. He is a phenomenal player. He only knew that he was playing in this tournament about 10 minutes before it started. That is when we were able to inform him that his services were required. I mean, obviously, we would have much rather given more time, but we didn't know until then. That was when we found out from Scrub that he wasn't going to be playing. Oh, perfect shot by Fairy. Or is it? Is it? I have to ask because it's not gone in. I thought it was in off the post. eekso seems to be out of the game here, though. Fairy Peak 3-2. And I think it just got a bit too... Yeah, it just got a bit too difficult for eekso to keep his composure, to stay on the goal line. Perfect shot by Fairy. It was off target. Washed. Washed. That'll be the day. Now, with Fairy Peak's work ethic, surely he'll never be washed. Fairy Peak is the kind of guy. You want me to give you a prediction for Fairy Peak's future in Rocket League? Rocket League's going to continue to grow. The French scene in Rocket League is going to continue to grow. And Fairy Peak will probably, because he's such a good communicator, he will probably have a future in some kind of commentary, or analyst desk work for Rocket League, whether it's on an English broadcast. He could absolutely do that because he's a brilliant communicator in English as well. Yeah, I really think Fairy Peak will have a future in Rocket League broadcasts. Some kind of commentary or analysis. I'm sure you guys would love that. Type 1 in chat if you'd love to hear Fairy Peak on an analyst desk telling you why a team lost or telling you why a team is good at Rocket League. I think I would believe everything he says just because he's the one who said it, and I want to hear it. But that's not all. I think that Fairy Peak is going to do that. He's probably going to say that, hey guys, had a great career, but I think I'm going to start moving towards commentary, analysis, that kind of thing. Try it out. But he'll still compete for fun, and then he'll just accidentally win a tournament while commentating the tournament. He'll be, every game that he's not playing, he'll be doing the commentary for, or he'll be doing the analyst desk work for, but obviously he can't do the analyst desk work for his own game because he's playing, so somebody else will sub in to do the analysis for Fairy Peak's game. Then he'll just go and win it, all while being mainly a commentator. That's honestly what I think is going to happen to Fairy Peak in the future. Never washed. He'll never be washed. In fact, he'll be so clean that even after he's retired, he'll still win a tournament. Maybe even multiple tournaments. I could see this guy winning multiple tournaments after retiring, while being retired. I honestly think that's what's gonna happen. We're talking maybe 5 years in the future. Leaking a new tournament, the coal mine. Yeah, how many different adaptations of salt mine can we have? Of a salt mine, now we got gold mine. Coal mine would be a really good one as well. I guess coal mine. Oh my goodness, fairy. Okay. That's probably the most that Fairy Peak has just shown to eekso today. It's a message where he's just sent him and said, yeah, you are not going to be able to go for internet saves all day against me. Some of these shots are going to be too fast. You got to just get on the goal line and hope for the best. eekso's still hanging in there though. In fact, more than that, he's got his nose in front. Yeah, like I was saying, coal mine, the way that I see that is, I don't know if this is true for everybody, but when I was growing up, my parents always told me that if you were naughty at Christmas, Santa would send you a lump of coal instead of whatever presents you asked for. Maybe that's what the coal mine should be. We should put all of the naughty Rocket League players in a tournament against each other, and the winner gets nothing, That could be it. In other news, eekso wasn't careful. He's lost his lead. Fairy Peak is ultimately cheeky. I think that would be a great tournament. Just put all of the banned players in a tournament and they all get to play against each other for pride. Maybe the winner gets unbanned. How about that? They're all competing for their future. So the thing is, they'd probably all just no-show. Like, all the players would just, like, you'd arrange a tournament for all the banned players, and most of them are probably just, or not even just all the banned players, all the players who are just too unreliable to show up for tournaments that they've agreed to play in, and then they all just no-show, so the tournament never happens in the first place. Like a big 64-player tournament, and none of them are there. They all cancel. I'm sure that there's enough unprofessional Rocket League players in the scene that we could make that happen. Gotta be. But can eekso win this right here, right now? I think he's got it. On the runaway, Fairy Peak's overextended, and eekso takes game one. It's about time you start believing in yourself, eekso, because everybody watching you does. It's got the one game advantage in a best of 5, no less, against the greatest of all time. Johnny dancing so hard around saying scrub. Listen, it's pretty obvious. It's not exact. I'm not exactly being subtle here, but don't get me wrong. Scrub is far from the only unprofessional Rocket League player. There are dozens of them. There are dozens of players who have shown up late for, or no showed at all for tournaments, scrims, other things that players are supposed to do. Sometimes contracts, sometimes obligated through contracts, sometimes not, interviews and such. There's loads and loads and loads of players. There's a massive list of them that are all unreliable. It's unfortunately just part of the culture almost in competitive Rocket League. To be a pro Rocket League player, you either have to be, completely 100% reliable, or 100% unreliable. No in between. Nice shot by Fairy, by the way. If you're gonna play the ball around someone who's prioritizing in and out saves like eekso is, the most important thing to do is to try and change the ball's direction in 2 planes. You don't just want to, you know, pop it, because if you pop it, they're just going to fly straight into it. You don't just want to, you know, hit it to the side, because then they're going to dodge into it. But if you can, you know, pop it and hit it to the side, then it's almost impossible for someone making an in and out save to save it reactively, unless they've premeditated exactly what you're doing, or the counter to what you're doing. Then they're going to be off target. Oh, okay, that's 2-0. Fairy Peak gets it past eekso's crazy pre-jump. And I do mean crazy pre-jump. This was a little bit much from eekso. Just floating on the spot. As soon as he lost his momentum there, as soon as he started to have downward momentum, it was all over. You need to use so much boost just to cancel out even the smallest amount of downward momentum when you're aerialing like that. So yeah, eekso just went past the point of no return, and now was that first game just charity from Fairy? That's how it looks. All of a sudden he's up by 4. I love that eekso can just chain wave dashes so easily. It's so crazy. It's called gravity. You don't say, buddy. I mean, what do you want me to call it? A car falling? Or do you want me to call it? Do you want me to name it like a gravity mechanic or something? Oh wow, what a gravity aerial by eekso. Totally affected by gravity. A gravity shot, yeah. Oh, huge. Car downfall. Not everything needs a name, buddy. You can just say what's happening. Fairy Peak is making mincemeat of all eekso's in and out saves. I think at some point eekso just has to grab 12 boost, get on the goal line, and try to make normal saves. So the occasional in and out save is a really good thing to throw in there to mix it up and to catch your opponent off guard. Start a counter attack nice and early. But if you do them every time, then your opponent knows they've got a small window on every single attack where they can put the ball past you before you've actually made it back out of your goal. That's what Fairy Peak's doing right now. He's just got the ball moving a bit faster in offense. These aerial battles are hilarious. I mean, the problem with it for eekso is he's having to use all of his boost just to get a touch on the ball, so the counter attack isn't even possible. What a great gravity crossbar pinch shot. Oh man. Alright, eekso gets his second goal. Still a long time left in this one. How come everyone's using Batmobile? Well, Astral played every car. Fairy Peak is known for the Batmobile, so that makes sense. And eekso, when he saw that Fairy Peak was in the Batmobile in the lobby, he switched to the Batmobile as well. So yeah, that was kind of a reaction from eekso. It doesn't really match eekso's playstyle very well, but he's still so good. I mean, eekso is just such a good player that he can make it work, but everything about eekso's playstyle screams Octane to me. I mean, eekso's playstyle, if it was a car, it would just be an Octane. It's as simple as that. I don't think Fairy Peak, you know, Fairy Peak is like one of the most legendary Batmobile players, but his playstyle isn't exactly what you think of when you think Batmobile. When you think Batmobile, you think, okay, finesse, it's all about those, you know, reactive plays in defense. That's not really what Fairy does. He actually uses the Batmobile quite aggressively when his opponent has the ball. Rarely will you see Fairy Peak sitting in his goal waiting for a shot to come to him. He's always closing the distance. That's not really something we associate with Batmobile. So yeah, although Fairy Peak's one of the most legendary Batmobiles, I wouldn't say his playstyle is directly comparable. Cuxer, meanwhile, yeah, no, that's a player who plays exactly like everybody thinks a Batmobile player plays like. Good speed by Fairy. That is something that definitely wasn't lacking when he played against Astral earlier on today. The defense that he had on display against Astral's ability in offense was outstanding. eekso's done well here, though. This is an unconventional one. Not only was he going in for a slow-mo air dribble bump, but Fairy was also very late in responding to it. But because eekso stayed close enough to the ball, that made it really awkward for Fairy Peak to time his jump off the wall. FY Ali qualified? You mean Fahad77 qualified? Perfect flick by Fairy. I mean, all of the old Fairy Peak fans, all of you watching who remember Fairy Peak's dominance a couple of years ago, that shot that you just saw was one of the things that helped him dominate the world for a good while. When Fairy Peak switched to the Batmobile, there was not really any such thing as a controlled flick in the Batmobile. The only thing that would happen whenever a player would flick the ball in the Batmobile is it would hit the ceiling, and then it would come back down, and then the other player would take it. That was a Batmobile flick. Then Fairy Peak picked up the Batmobile, and he started showing everybody that you can actually aim your flicks with this car with unbelievable consistency. It was really cool, actually, to watch Fairy Peak learn how to flick with the Batmobile, because even Fairy, when he first switched, I mean, we're going way back now, 2017. Type 1 in chat if you remember Fairy Peak in the Octane days with the furry ears on top, when he was absolutely lasering flicks on target. He was one of the boomer flick players in the Octane. Then what happened is he switched to the Batmobile, and the flick game was no longer really one of the things that he would focus on. He was all about the shots, he was all about the 50-50s and the mind games, but occasionally he would play for a flick in offense as well, even with the Batmobile. Something that was unheard of. But as time went on, Fairy Peak didn't just become acceptable with flicks in the Batmobile. He became insanely accurate with them. I'm talking ridiculous consistency. He would get right up in your face, and then he would just flick the ball into the top shelf of the goal every single time. Meanwhile, the rest of the world, all the other players, both in NA and EU, from close range flicks, it was basically a 50-50. You either score or you hit the bar, the other player scores. Fairy Peak, it was just always a goal. It would always just go in that perfect spot above the goalkeeper and below the crossbar. And it's one of the things that not only elevated him above everybody else, head and shoulders above everybody else in the one scene, but it also revolutionized the way that everybody thought of the Batmobile. No longer was it a car where you can't control flicks. Everybody thought, hang on a second, if Fairy Peak can do that, maybe we can too, and gave hope for all the Batmobile players worldwide. eekso's actually coming back here. Hold on, I thought this game was over. Fairy Peak was in full control, but eekso kickoff goals him. He does. Okay, we've got a game. It was a really one-sided scoreline, but eekso has been putting in every single shot that he takes in the past 30 seconds or so. And if he can just keep this ball up, then maybe there's an opportunity. He went for the demo, didn't get it. Now Fairy should have the ability to easily close this one out from this position. This is super awkward for eekso to get a shot off. Yeah, Fairy Peak just knows if he stays next to the ball, there's nothing that eekso can do about it. And just like that, he ties the series. A very, very close ending to the game after a one-sided beginning from Fairy Peak. Hey, Spider RL, thanks to the tier 1. How you doing, man? Is that Spider who's 1v1 ranked replays I've casted, or is it a different Spider? Also, Ho Hilarious, thanks for the brand new Prime. Appreciate it, man. The ball just got completely gravitated. True. It did. Best player ever to watch. I think these days, I've said this, my favorite player to cast in 1v1 is Khaled. Because he, to me, is the modern day Fairy Peak. He's the player who can always come back. He's the player who never gets tilted. He's the player who just does exactly what it says in the tin. Okay, it's going to be Fennec for eekso now. I think a necessary change there. Yeah, the comeback was rolling at the end of that game, but it didn't feel like it was all eekso, honestly, in the comeback. I think Fairy Peak was also a bit jumpy at the end there. Johnny forgot about Gengar. No, I didn't forget about him. How could I forget about Gengar? I do think that, overall, Khaled is just a little bit more fun to cast. But I mean, Gengar is up there. Gengar is one of my favorite players to cast now and all time. But yeah, Khaled right now is top. But yeah, all this full group. I mean, the fact that we've got Azrael, Fairy Peak, eekso, Ahmad all in one group. This is just, I mean, I love casting every single player in this group. It's amazing. So yeah, massive shout out to Goldmine once again for putting this together. I love that. Fairy Peak thought about going for a demo there, then he decided, hold on, what am I doing? I'm about to drive into eekso's goal. Where am I going? So last second he pulls away. Just recovers in time for the boost steal. 2-touch as he flips through the ball. eekso's 50-50 game in the back corner is solid. Will all these games be posted later? I'm going to probably post all the EU games from today on my YouTube channel, yeah. And yeah, we might post all the... I will be casting some of the games from the main event this weekend on my channel here. I will be casting one side of the bracket for NA and EU, so 2 quarterfinals, 1 semi. Meanwhile, the other games, the other side of the bracket, 2 quarterfinals and 1 semi-final will be casted on the official Gold Rush channel. And then for the grand final, I will throw a host to them so that we can all watch the grand final in one place. It's going to be a ton of fun. But I'll be joining the casters on there as well for the grand final cast, so you can still listen to my cast off the grand final just on the Gold Rush stream. And if you want to find it, easy peasy, I will be rating them or hosting them. So no excuses for missing out on those. Control is definitely back in eekso's side. He's more confident attacking the ball, and he's more confident attacking his opponent when he's not in the Batmobile. And one of the reasons for that, in my opinion, is that although the Batmobile is a difficult card to read, although there are benefits to playing it, in my opinion, you know, it's hard for your opponent to know exactly what you've got planned, hard for them to know what you're capable of in any position. One of the downsides of the Batmobile is it just tends to land badly, from what I've seen. And I don't know if that is just because I've not seen as much of it from other cars, but in my experience, yeah, the Batmobile doesn't land that well. It just flops a lot of landings. And that makes being, you know, aggressive in your opponent's half of the field, it makes early challenge game, early challenge kind of focus gameplay extremely risky as well. So yeah, there are definitely drawbacks to the Batmobile. The gravity landings, yeah, they're really difficult when you play in the Batmobile. Yeah, eekso is a lot more comfortable pressuring the ball. He knows that he's just more likely to land well after these challenges. And here he is again, 4-0. Of course, he had a lot more momentum going into this one than Fairy did, so the contact is more likely to go in his favor. Cyanide Suicide, thanks for the kind words, dude. I really do appreciate that. Is the seeding for this is going to be the same as NA? Yeah, same as NA. So, winner of Group A, I believe Jorias has won Group A, right? Oh, Ams, thanks for the raid, dude. Hope you had a good stream. I think that Jorias took Group A, didn't he? Huge bump there from eekso. What turnaround. Fairy Peak was in full control, and now eekso is grannying him in this game. But yeah, if Jorias wins Group A, which I believe he has by now, then he will be on the opposite side of the bracket from Khaled, and also the winner of apparently Jack's group, so either Rebsy or Fahad. But whoever comes out of this group, the group that we're casting, Group D, in second place, so whoever wins between the winner of eekso Fairy and Ahmad in the lower final, that will be the player who goes against Jorias in the quarterfinal this weekend. Fahad did it? No way. So Fahad, he'll be playing against the second place finisher from Group B. Khaled will be playing against the second place finisher from Group C. Jorias will be playing against the second place finisher from the group that we're casting here. And yeah, second place finisher from Group A will be playing against Azrael. Jorea's beat Though 4-1. So I got it backwards. I thought that Trex would take a game or two off Khaled, and then Jorea's would be the one sweeping, but turns out Jorea's is the one who drops a game and Khaled sweeps. Yeah, Jorea's and Khaled seem to be the two favorites once again, based on everything we've seen so far. You never know. There might be a dark horse or two. Maybe eekso can get some momentum going in his favor. The way that we're headed right now, we're going to get that rematch. eekso versus Ahmad. Who would you guys have taken it second time around? 'Cause, you know, eekso kind of tilted a little bit at the end of that series. Just a touch. But at the same time, you have to give props to Ahmad for being able to avoid tilting in one of his biggest tournaments to date as an individual. Ominous OCE, thanks to the 15-month Prime. Appreciate it, man. Welcome back to you. This is it for Fairy Peak. He needs 2 game wins in a row against eekso if he's going to take this. Do we have a card change? We do. So eekso switched to the Fennec, got the W. Now Fairy Peak is going to try and do likewise. Wasn't liking the feel of the Batmobile today. Where's that guy who said that cars don't matter? What do you think these players are changing cars for? For fun? Crazy. Crazy talk. Cars don't matter. Already Fairy Peak looking like a new man. 1-0. Where's King Spectre? You miss him? He was here earlier. I think he might just be away right now. Or busy or something. Yeah, who do you guys have winning this? F in chat for Fairy Peak, E for eekso. Winning the series, that is. Oh, there's King Spectre. Somebody misses you, King Spectre. There's so many capital E's being posted that's making it very difficult for me to tell what an F is and what an E is at a glance. They're both a bit too similar. But I think there's more Fs. So even though Fairy Peak is currently losing the series, you guys have faith that he can bring it back. It's happened before. eekso has lost series to Fairy Peak where he's been winning. And then Fairy Peak has just come back and taken it all. Like I said earlier, Fairy Peak never gives up. He knows exactly how hard to press to give himself a chance in any matchup, including one against eekso. That's some efficient play from Fairy. And a nice last touch on that air dribble. eekso recovers beautifully though, look at that. Secures the back corner boost after the save. Do you think TRK will be able to participate in future tourneys? Yeah, probably sometime next year, but I mean, definitely not anytime soon for any tournaments that I'm in charge of. It's usually how it goes. I mean, I've talked a lot about the TRK situation, about the other players that were in that situation in Fusion. The reason why I consider that to be quite a serious thing is because it was their second chance. I've said this many times, but or I've said this before a few times. They did the same thing in another tournament right before that, so yeah, I don't take very kindly to that kind of behavior. And the attitude after seemed quite entitled to me. It was like, you know, the kind of attitude was, it shouldn't matter, you know, it's just a tournament, and that kind of attitude, which I think is just really childish. So not at all interested in, or I wasn't at all interested, and still am interested in third chances. How come SRG isn't allowed in EU or RLCS? Because they're not in Europe. TRK's first defense, you believe? You believe incorrectly, buddy. They did the same thing in a Middle Eastern tournament just 2 weeks before. Doesn't seem like a reformed situation to me. So many people say this though, and I don't want to talk about this because I don't want to, you know, make that situation any worse than it already is. But the amount of people who ask, you know, about that situation and who keep saying you should, you know, let him play, you should let that team play, makes me think that it must be coming from the source. And for that reason, I have to make it abundantly clear that no, the answer is absolutely no. And it will stay no for the foreseeable future. Ooh, we saw that shot working out well for Ahmad in the series versus eekso. eekso giving it a go there. Wave dash just to catch the ball right as it bounces. Oh, what placement. Fairy Peak 4-1. He definitely looks more comfortable here. I think that the Batmobile for him is a bit of a throw back rather for him. And, you know, it might give some short-term good feels, good plays, but you can see that he's right back in his comfort zone here. And just like eekso brought the game to Fairy in the last game, now Fairy's really bringing the game to eekso. He's not hesitating. He's quickly taking control of it, and now he's running away from it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to minimize there. My mistake. Not coming from the sorcerer, a random dude and a fan of him. He's extremely talented, deserves a platform. Well, no, he doesn't. See, that's the thing, is talent is irrelevant. It's all about attitude. Talent is completely irrelevant. If somebody is not willing to respect the tournament organizer and respect their fellow competitors and respect the Rocket League scene as a whole, then it doesn't matter how good they are. The talent is completely and utterly irrelevant. So when people tell me he's good, he deserves to play because he's good, I tell you that's complete nonsense. You need to go get your facts checked, because last time I checked, how good someone is doesn't make a difference in how well they deserve, how much they deserve to be able to play. It is all about competitive integrity. Individual talent and skill does not matter. Competitive integrity is the only thing that matters in this conversation. And for, you know, just for one last time, my final thing I want to say on this is the more that I hear about this and the more that other TOs hear about this, it doesn't help at all. I'm telling you. The more that this kind of situation gets brought up, it's almost like the worse it gets. You need to just let these things be. You know, people who make mistakes like that just need time to reflect, to grow, and to become better people in the future. The solution is not to go straight into the next tournament and pretend it didn't happen. So I would encourage all of you guys who keep asking about this situation to just stop. Just let it be, because people who run Rocket League tournaments are extremely proactive, and they're always trying to make the fairest decisions possible for all the players, and they will continue to do so, with or without all of these pointless comments from the community online. So yeah, hopefully that is an explanation of my thoughts on that matter. Oh, wait a minute. Is eekso actually going back again? This is like game 2 all over again. I think that it's over. I think that Fairy Peak's done enough to keep eekso out of it. And then all of a sudden, a couple of Fairy Peak misplays in defense, a couple of big kickoffs for eekso, and we are right back into a close game. Fairy Peak gets possession after this one, though. Nice play. Around the early challenge, and he even gets a goal to put him 3 goals ahead again. Not Benjamin Dell, thanks for the Prime sub, I appreciate that, dude. Right, so it looks like we are going to game 5. The only thing that stops that is if eekso can get train kickoff possessions, and I just don't see that happening based on the last few kickoffs that we've seen. Fairy Peak is... He knows what to do. If you, like back in the day, this was more likely to get, you know, multiple kickoff possessions in a row against a top player. But these days, players know how to adapt. Like, we're not going to see the same kickoff 3 times at the end of this game from Fairy Peak. He's going to do something to change his approach, to change his timing, to change the way that he flips into the ball. Actually, it's eekso who's the one who's switching things up. He tried to be cheeky there. Didn't work out. And just like that, we are going into game 5. It's eekso's nightmare. Not only are we going into game 5, but we're going into game 5 where Fairy Peak has a slight swing of the pendulum in his favor. Game 4 going to the Great Frenchman. What a match this is. What a matchup this is. Both historically and currently. eekso and Fairy Peak always bring the most entertaining games when they play. And no less today. My money's still on Fairy Peak, to be honest. I think, you know, earlier on, I said at the very start of the... I believe I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I said at the very start of the Ahmad eekso series, Ahmad would win. And then after seeing how the games were going, I switched my prediction to eekso. But this one, I'm sticking Fairy all the way through. I started off thinking he's going to win. I still think he's going to win. He is the captain of Clutch. And, you know, eekso's going to need to play some of the best Rocket League that he's ever played to beat FairJame in a Game 5 with elimination on the line. The Loki, thanks to the 12-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel, buddy. Really appreciate it. Samway 1 versus Speed. That's I think that's expected. Samway swept Speed last time they played in Salt Mine 2 Quals, so I'm not surprised to see that. I mean, Samway's a Salt Mine 2 main event player. Extremely dangerous. And Speed eliminated from the tournament. It sounds like he played quite well though, against Khaled earlier on today, which is that's a really cool result for him. Glad to hear that he was competitive, taking a couple games off Khaled. I mean, after seeing Trex get swept by him, that really does speak volumes to how well Speed played in the matchup. Air roll shot by Fairy, 2-1, and eekso's motionless as the ball crosses the line. He used every ounce of boost that he had just to get that challenge, and it did not bounce very favorably for him. How come this game is best of 5 and the others are best of 7? The reason this game is best of 5 is because it's not a qualification game. The qualification games in the upper bracket and the lower bracket of every group are best of 7, and all the other games are best of 5. So upper round 1, lower round 1, all best of 5. Mind game for eekso. Big plays from both players. And you know, I said that I've got FairJame winning, but I didn't say I thought it would be one-sided, and I don't think it's going to be one-sided. I think eekso is a warrior. He underrates himself, and whenever he's feeling confident, he might just be unbeatable. The problem is that I don't see him feeling confident. Even if he's winning by 2 or 3 goals at the end of this game, he's still going to look across to the other side of the field, and he's going to see FairJame's nameplate, and he's going to think, this guy, he's just going to come back, isn't he? He's always going to do it. How he's going to do it, I don't know, but he's going to do it. For now, though, eekso is right there with him, trying to hang in there in the matchup. Another mind game. This one fails. FairJame playing for multiple boost steals. Heavy hitting shots, backing eekso up into his goal line. FairJame's volume of offensive plays here starting to take its toll. Not the greatest first touch by him though, that didn't really leave many options. Will Scrub be invited to another tourney after no showing for the 2nd time in a row? I don't really know of any other tournaments that are coming anytime soon, so no, because there aren't any. But yeah, that's not a good look for him, so in answer to your question, yeah, that's probably going to be a bad thing for him. Saltman Underground, well, it's not. Saltman Underground is not a tournament, but yeah, I mean, I don't have any interest in working with people who are unreliable, so Scrub most likely won't be featured until he can prove that he's a reliable player to work with. Z Bovent, is that how I say your name? Thanks to 2-month Prime, dude. Appreciate all the support in today's stream and yesterday's stream. I know you guys are just trying to encourage me to bring as much 1v1 tournament content to the channel as possible, because every time I do this, there's way more people subscribing than usual. So I get the message, guys. You want me to do more tournaments and less rubbish normal streams. I've got it. Message sent. I'll see what I can do. Oh, is that just in? It is! eekso with the best kickoff goal of the day. Yeah, FairJame was just on the wrong side of that one. He didn't read what eekso was doing. Maybe he thought eekso was going to go on the other side of the ball. But being completely side on like that when your opponent is goal side is the old classic. But this is just a game of rock, paper, scissors right now. Actually, you know what? I take that back. It's not a game of rock, paper, scissors. Kickoff goals right now in 1v1 seem more to me like a game of poker. These guys are trying to bluff each other. They're trying to switch up what they're doing so that at no point do either of them know what the other is going for. That's the dream, really, in any top level 1's matchup. You never want your opponent to know what kickoff you're doing. You want to keep switching it up. And FairJame caught eekso on the wrong side of the ball that time after conceding on the previous one. Hey, it's Jason. Thanks to the 4-month Prime. Oh my goodness. CR-Test with the brand new Prime. Ecton Dev with the 2-month Tier 1. And Marco. Thanks to the Tier 1 brand new. Nick Run with the 2-month Prime. And Holtrick with the 2-month Prime as well. Welcome to all of you guys. Appreciate that. Thank you for the scam train, which has now left the station. But for the first time in a while, we have a 2-goal lead in this game, and it's FairJame off the back of another keen flick. Still a long time left in the game, but this is getting dangerous for eekso. This is the moment of the match where he has to be the most careful. If he throws away a goal from an overextension now, then he would feel very behind and very out of the game. But it's actually FairJame who gives away a goal by overextending. And that was a bit unlike him. Weak shot, far post, no boost to recover with. That is the recipe for disaster. Mudbutt97, thanks to the 6-month Prime, and also, yeah, Tjord, I think I already said thank you for the brand new Prime, but I appreciate it so much that I've said thank you twice, I suppose. Safe play in the back corner by Fairy, jumping clean over the demo attempt. And without much of a run-up, he smacked that one on target, but Fairy, oh, he just misses the rebound. Beat eekso to the ball, though. Fairy's aerial speed in 1v1 has always been one of his strongest aspects of his game. Even though he's not well known as a flashy player, he is very, very fast. Getting up to the ball, whether it be to challenge or to rebound, that exerts a ton of pressure on his opponent. eekso's missed the boost steal, misses the demo, and now Fairy makes it 2 goals once again. The key moment here was really the demo, because eekso, he was in that very common position where the plan is to either nab the boost or demo the opponent when they go for it. But he was just a bit too late. FairJame gets away safely. FairJame doesn't have a lot of boost in this position though. He needs to stay on the ball if he wants to get any chance of getting there first, and he does. Now once again, eekso has to watch FairJame take the boost in front of him. And if he doesn't connect with a couple of challenges here, it will be game over. FairJame running time off the clock. Now eekso gets a boost steal in the back corner. Finally, he's been going for those for a while, unsuccessfully. Now he gets one. He plays the ball past Fairy as well. Another boost steal coming in. Patience from eekso, followed by a mind game. And he sold it well. Leaned back to suggest a shot was coming. Look at that from Fairy's POV. Very convincing stuff from eekso. Extremely difficult to see that one coming. A big kickoff is all he needs, but he's not going to get one. FairJame has full control, and he's not going to play for a wall play when he doesn't need one. Infield he goes. Safe shot by Fairy. He's thinking all about the recovery here. And eekso's missed, and that will be the end of eekso's tournament. Great games. He takes Ahmad to game 5. He takes Fairy to game 5. Unfortunately for him, both times he falls in game 5. I want to give one more shout out to eekso though, because he only knew he was going to be playing this tournament about 10 minutes before it started. Scrub pulled out really, really late, and massive props to eekso for taking his spot, putting on some really entertaining games for us, playing against some of the best players in the world for 1v1, reminding us that he's still very much one of them. So shout out to eekso. Be sure to give him lots of love on social media. Check out his stream. He does stream on Twitch, I believe pretty occasionally, pretty often rather.